Patrick is my mentor. I recently got into real estate, and it's actually interesting because when I thought about what team to join, I had a few people to, discuss this with. And Patrick wasn't around, and he was talking to me over the phone. And I said, "I'd like us to see one-on-one." And he said, "I'm not here, but there's someone that if you talk to him, just believe you're talking to me." And that was good enough. That was
First and foremost, I want to thank my very close friend, partner for a very long time, and somebody that stood by us from day one, Patrick Akos. Yo, bro, you've been with us from day one. Global Real Estate Masterminds was just a dream. And when I told Patrick, it took me about a year to convince him. But when I told him the first time, he said, "Bro, you're crazy." Now, fast forward, we're the second largest organization in actually the country. Last year, we did 6,550 transactions, and we did 4.1 billion in sales. So this is something that's a testament to everybody that's in our organization. We have some of the best talent in the country. What does that mean for everybody in this room, other than bragging rights? It's a network, and it's an access to network. Today, I met Williams in person for the first time. Williams brought an opportunity that's a land assembly. He told me what he knows, he told me what he doesn't know. He wasn't shy on both things. Now me combining my network to Williams' network, and if the numbers make sense, we might make $150,000 in commissions each off this deal. That's real estate. Why we got here together today is for all of us to get to know who has what type of database. Thousands and thousands and thousands of transactions happen every single year. There's so much business for everyone. This is a collaboration over competition platform, and this is a platform where we all, if we can't get it done on our own, which is usually the case, we share the weight. And if you can't double end every single deal, try to get at least one commission or a quarter of a commission. Collaborate, guys. The more hands you shake, the more deals you make. We're gonna connect the world through real estate. I really appreciate you guys coming out, taking out you guys' time. And Patrick, thank you guys so much for setting something like this up. We always set up these mingles, guys, to get to know each other. We're getting so big. So it's so hard to get to know everybody on an individual basis. So when we get together once a month, once every couple of months, it's nice for you guys to come out and for all of us to share our experiences.
Patrick has sold, as a solo agent, over $220 million in real estate. He deserves a round of applause for that.
Yeah. Woo!
Patrick has established very successful companies using all of the experience he's gathered from building his career in oil and gas industry around the world, from Africa to United Kingdom, Canada, and United States of America. He is also experienced team leader and a really good team player. I can testify to that. And proven ability to work effectively across functional teams. His spare time is spent enjoying himself with his family, friends, and traveling, playing sports, and reading. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Patrick Akos. Another round of applause for him.
Everybody who knows me, they know. I think everybody knows that I never do anything without talking about my wife. She's my oxygen. She's actually here. I'm gonna bring her out so everyone can say hello to her. This is my energy. When you see the power behind me, it's her. Without her, I couldn't do nothing. I'll be honest with you. Thanks,
Yeah, we do that.
Truth is, the reason why I planned this today was because I wanted to reach out to a bigger audience. Because I found, actually I was flying to Calgary the other day, and the lad behind me, we got talking, and he said, "Patrick, what do you do?" And of course I asked him first, because I always kick off conversations, because for me, every conversation turns into a deal. But again, I like to chat. And then he said something, we kept talking, and he said, I live in downtown Calgary. And we just kind of kept talking, and we got to the part of the conversation where I realized he had some money in the bank, and he was so happy, just waking up every morning, signing on to CIBC app on his phone, see his balance, and he's happy, I got 30 grand in the bank. So I asked him, I says, "Well, how long have you had this money?" He said, "I've been saving for like 5 years, bro." I'm like, oh my goodness. Because at this point, I didn't know if to go heavy or light. But again, I found myself and I explained to myself, listen, at the end of the day, 30 grand yesterday is probably 29,995 today. It loses value if you don't put it into something that can birth you something in the future. My family, my wife and I have built a lot of wealth through real estate. I'm writing a book and it'll come out pretty soon because we don't come from, a lot of wealth. We've actually built everything that we have together. We actually dabbled into real estate. Funny how I speak now, but the fact is, I was an introvert. My wife's an extrovert. But over time you get to realize the more you talk to people, the more you build your network. Real estate changed our lives, and I don't see any reason why I shouldn't talk about it at every possible opportunity that I get. I think it's important that I say collaboration over competition. It is true, he actually approached me for about a year. For me at the time, it just didn't make sense until that phrase came up, collaboration against competition. And that was a game changer for me, because for me, it's about doing things together and just getting a bigger result. Nobody said it would be comfortable. It wasn't comfortable for us. I'll give you another story. When we closed our first property, Bayside Airdrie, on the day we were supposed to close was when we found out we had to pay lawyer fees, we had to pay, there was like 3 things, wives, that they said we had to pay. And my wife and I got into depression. Because at the time we had scraped everything. As a matter of fact, our down payment of 5%, we actually did it with CIBC so we could get the 5% back as cash back. But it didn't stop us. We went ahead and we did it. We heard, you had to pay CMHC so the 5% will go and all that. But at the time, it just didn't make sense. Why pay rent when I could actually own something? Results don't come from just sitting down, you know what I mean? Results don't come from just being comfortable. You have to step into the uncomfortable zone. I can speak about that all day, every day. Everyone here who actually follows me on all of my social media platforms, they'll tell you my growth. Truth is, with what I know now, if I knew what I know now, back then, I wouldn't have done that. Because there's a lot of support around here. There's a lot of experience that you can actually tap into. And it doesn't mean you have to be a realtor. You don't even have to own a license. I work with a lot of big names right now who don't even want to hear anything about being a realtor. They don't even want to think about the idea of getting a license. They just have the funds and they're looking for someone who's responsible enough to help them invest it and turn it around to not be $30,000 5 years from now, sitting in the bank as $30,000. But this morning it was beautiful to take my kids, all 4 of them, to some of the properties that my wife and I bought in Glacier Ridge, and the kids were so excited. Has anyone actually thought about the future of our kids 10 years from now? If real estate in Calgary is exploding like this, how much do you think them kids have to earn a year to be able to qualify to get a mortgage for them houses? But do the numbers. How much do you think you have to earn a year for you to qualify for that house right now as we speak?
For 700?
Yeah.
Well, on top 25, top 30?
A year.
Yeah.
How are them kids gonna qualify?
This is a reality that Gen Z is gonna face. They're gonna face this. And if you look at developers that are building high rises right now, why are all the developers building for rental? Why is everybody doing CMBC MLI Select? Why are the largest footprints right now in these high rises 700 square feet? Why are people doing micro studios 450 square feet? It's because that's the future of these children. If their parents and the next generation before doesn't set their kids up right, there is no degree in the world, including a doctor's degree, where kids can keep up with inflation and actually pay for their bills. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for showing up. And Patrick, thanks so much, bro, for setting this up.